Here's how to save for a down payment. Hi, I'm Amber Coleman with Guild Mortgage, and I've helped thousands of people in my 20 years in business go from never thinking they can purchase a house to being a homeowner and never looking back. Honestly, once you become a homeowner, you're not going to want to look back. You're not going to want to see a different life because you own your own life. You own your own future. And I have seen multiple people become millionaires because they have gotten into real estate. So the biggest holdback that I see people have when they're first getting into a house is the down payment. Right now, saving for a down payment is harder than it ever has been because of inflation. You're spending more money out of your pocket to be able just to live that it's harder to put money away. But it's all about discipline, right? So sometimes people will say, get a side hustle, get a second job. I know when I bought my first house, I was 19 years old. I didn't have the ability to have a down payment, but I had to come up with $8,000. That was a lot of money back then. The way that I saved for a down payment, I was young. I had the energy to be able to do multiple things. So I worked my 40-hour job, right? That's how I paid my bills. And then after that, I got a second job. And that second job, I saved everything that came from that second job. I put everything away to save that money so that I can get my down payment for a house. And I have never looked back. Another thing that I've lived by is the 10% rule. I had an old mentor when I was really young that was a CEO of the bank that I banked at. He pulled me aside one day and said, I'm going to give you some advice, and if you follow this advice, you will never go wrong. So when somebody was willing to give me financial advice, I listened, especially somebody that ran a bank, had money himself, and had made it from barely scratching by to living a very nice life. What he told me is, he said, if you'll do these two things, you will never go wrong. And what he said was, number one, when you get paid, most people think to go and spend your money and put it on bills and everything else. No, you first pay yourself. So you take 10% of the money that you make and you put it into a savings account. You do that month after month after month after month, and you don't touch it. And then you take 10% of what you make, so you have 20% of your total income that comes out of your pocket. 10% is to pay yourself, and 10% is to pay something higher than yourself. So like a church, a charity, give that money away. And I thought that was weird advice at first, and I didn't listen to it at first because I was like, why would I give my money away? And then after I went through a period in my life where I lost everything, I didn't have a dime to my name, his voice rang in through my head, and I said, what do I have to lose? Let me start living like he told me to live. And every time I got paid, I was very disciplined, and I took 10% and I put it into my savings account. And then I took 10% and I gave it away to something higher than myself. And what I found when I did this is the giving away part of it, it took the greed out of my mind. So it opened my mind to higher possibilities. It changed something within my mind and helped me to see a bigger future. You can't experience until you live it, right? Giving the 10% away, it's not like it magically more just showed up in my bank account, but it gave me a higher mindset. It's like I took the energy of greed out of my mind and I replaced it with possibilities, is what it did. Try it. I can guarantee you're going to see good things. And when you do, tell me about it. And then giving myself 10%, it's crazy to see how much 10% seems like so little. So like if I made $5,000 in a month, I'm paying myself $500. But every paycheck that went by, I'm giving to myself. So when I needed to have a down payment for a house, I had it. Because I'm working every paycheck towards doing that, right? So I had it because I was saving that money to be able to do that. If I needed tires for my car, I had it because I had a savings account there. That advice has never done me wrong, and I hope this advice will do you right too when you live by it. And feel free to let me know when it works for you, especially the 10% of giving, because I found it amazing and almost like a hidden secret in the world when I took the greed out of my mind by giving. I hope this information was informative to you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to look at saving for a down payment and try to see where you're at right now, I'm happy to go through numbers with you, give you a game plan. Remember, it's not a race, it's a marathon. So it's a matter of the steps that you could take day to day, every day, to be able to get you where you want. And I promise you, once you leave renting and go into home ownership, you will never look back. I have seen more people become millionaires because they've stepped into real estate. Real estate has a lot of negativity when you hear it on the news, but to be honest with you, you're always going to see real estate do this. You have to look at it like a long-term goal. I hope this inspired you. I hope that you're llooking to become a homeowner and to save your money to be able to put for a down payment. If you need anything, feel free to reach out. I'm going to leave my information right on the screen. Thank you.